The anime industry is not letting up when it comes to news. With the end of the current season and Jump Festa happening, there's a lot to go over. Yes, Skippin' Loafers is getting a sequel. Thank God it's having a sequel. Toho is buying up shares of Orange. My Hero Academia Vigilantes is getting an anime. We have a Yandere Dark Elf anime coming. Updates for Chainsaw Man, Spy Family, Undead, Unluck, One Piece, and so many sequel announcements. So if you're interested in any of this news, definitely stay tuned. Let's kick things off. Yes, the news that I'm most excited about, but yes, Skippin' Loafer has been confirmed to get a sequel, and I am way too excited for this. The first season, honestly, it's one of those shows where I really enjoy it, but the ending's just not satisfying. It needed another season, and thankfully they are giving it to us. The official website has actually announced this. Yes, Studio PA Works is going to be handling the project again, so thank goodness there, because this show was really beautiful. But yeah, overall, I am super excited for this to come back. It's an absolutely fantastic series with just incredibly rote characters. So if you've never watched the series, I highly recommend it, and I cannot wait for the sequel. Like I said before, yes, Studio Orange has announced that Toho plans to acquire 19.7% shares of Orange. This is actually pretty darn huge. It's a huge chunk of it. Through this, the two companies seek to improve quality of the work, secure human resources, both domestic and internationally, and expand their studios. Of course, Toho and Orange have collaborated in the past for several anime, including Beastars, Trigun Stampede, Land of Lustrous. Hopefully that means we'll get a sequel, please. Please give us a damn sequel of Land of Lustrous. It needs a damn sequel now. Speaking of Skippin' Loafers, where it doesn't feel satisfying with the ending, it's an incredible anime. It needs a sequel, please. And yes, of course, Godzilla Singular Point. There's a lot of great stuff coming out of that studio. It's basically rising up. It's getting a lot of attention. Even though it's a CGI studio, it is a studio that is doing absolutely incredible stuff with CGI. So it's no shock that Toho wants to get a piece of that pie. Moving on from there, let's get into the Jump Festa news. We have a ton of stuff that came out of Jump Festa. That's typically where a lot of news comes out of, but let's just dive into it. First things first, Mission Yozakura Family second season will be premiering in 2026. So if you're a fan of that series, I unfortunately kind of lost track of it during the whole transition to the second core, what happens to certain series, but I hope to get back to it eventually. But cool to see that it's coming back. Unfortunately, over a year away. It's gonna be a while. I don't know, maybe a January series, hopefully the soonest it can come out, but we'll see. During Jump Festa, it was also revealed that Kaiju No. 8's second season will debut in July of 2025, so that's going to be a summer series right there. They also have a compilation film thing happening that will have an extra little episode, but we're all looking forward to this series, obviously. Moving on, my last news bit, I talked about the fact that Takopi's original Sin manga is going to get an anime adaptation, which is extremely exciting. They just released a trailer for it, and my gosh, it looks really good. I'm really happy with how that series is looking, and it's really because, yes, the manga itself has a very unique style to it, and it looks like, based on that PV, they're doing a great job of actually capturing that, so I'm super happy about that. But yes, additionally, in the PV itself, they revealed a 2025 debut, so it's going to be right around the corner. I don't know, maybe a summer or a fall series, but we'll have to wait and see. Yes, I also noticed in the trailer, the voice for Takopi sounds very familiar. Yes, it's the seiyuu behind Fav from Magical Girl Raising Project, so it's a very creepy, cute voice, so good on the seiyuu for that, pulling that off. But yeah, it was very distinct. The staffers were also revealed for this. We have the director that worked on Dr. Stone, so that's pretty cool. But the studio is Initia, which Initia has produced a lot of shows, but nothing as a mainstay studio itself. So that's kind of a question mark there. We don't really have a pedigree for Initia as a studio and what they can produce and put together, but we'll have to wait and see. Moving on, the Chainsaw Man news. Yes, a trailer was released for Chainsaw Man, the movie Rizzy arc, which is really massive hype for a lot of people. This is actually quite a bit of this I actually read in the manga because I wanted to see where the manga would go beyond the first season, so I kind of started to read into the next little arc there, and I'm pretty decently excited for this particular arc. It gets pretty crazy. They revealed the movie is going to be opening in 2025, so hopefully sometime this year, hopefully pretty soon. But super excited for that. I actually really enjoyed Chainsaw Man. I think it was a fantastic series, and I cannot wait for this new movie to come out. Moving on, we have some updates on Aharen-san is Indecipherable. The second season is going to be debuting in April of 2025, so my gosh, spring season is starting to get packed. They also revealed, and this is a personal favorite of mine, they also revealed that Riku, which is one of the new characters that's going to be popping up, is going to be voiced by Naotoyama. So we have a Naotoyama Gyaru I cannot wait. I love Natoyama. She's like one of my favorite seiyus, and to have her doing a Gyaro character, I'm all for it. Moving on, a new trailer was released for a new adaptation of My Hero Academia Vigilantes manga. So yes, it is set to premiere in April 2025, so another spring show right there. It is going to be adapted by Bones' new company, Bones Film, so really cool stuff there. I've heard quite a bit of positive stuff around this particular manga, so it was kind of one of those ones where I, with a lot of other people, were kind of, cooling down on the actual My Hero Academia main storyline, and they were like, hey, this is a pretty good one too. I think at the time I thought this was announced a long time ago, so maybe it was just kind of leaks that were happening, or maybe it was just an assumption. It's just an assumption that's going to happen, that's going to get adapted. A lot of people were saying that basically, if you're not liking how this is kind of cooling down, you'll probably like this. So I'm actually looking forward to this. For the actual mainline My Hero Academia series, yes, the final season has been set to premiere in fall of 2025. That's kind of funny that is actually premiering after this new series is coming out, but pretty cool stuff there. We're going to hit the final season of that. I'm looking forward to it mainly because I want to see the story end. I'm at this point where I've been cooling off on it for quite a while, so I'm just excited to see how it concludes, if it's a good ending, whatnot. Hopefully, I don't know, I have no context to the original manga. Hopefully this isn't going to be one of those cases where it's, final season part 1, final season part 2, final season part 3. Just do the final season and be done with it. Moving on, though, Spy Family. We got some updates on that one. Spy Family's 3rd season is revealed to premiere in October of 2025, so that'll be a fall series for Spy Family. Really cool stuff there. I'm always kind of warm and cold on the series, back and forth. It does some really cool stuff, then sometimes it doesn't. So I'm excited to see where it goes from here. For our next bit, yes, we have an update on Hell's Paradise for the 5 people that watched it. I'm joking. It just felt like Hell's Paradise was one of those series that, even though it was made by MAPPA, barely anybody talked about it. But yes, the 2nd season is coming. They released a new PV that reveals a January 2026 premiere, so that's still a year away. But if you're a fan of that series, look forward to that. For fans of Undead Unluck, at Jump Festa, they revealed that the 1-hour special is going to be a completely original story. Very interesting. It's still going to be wrote by the manga author, which is Tozuka. They said that they designed a new UMA called Balance. They released sketches of the UMA on their Twitter account, and the special is set to debut in winter of 2025. So sometime next season, they're going to release that. Cool stuff there. I'll definitely be checking it out. Moving on, a new PV was released for the anime adaptation of Witch Watch manga. It has revealed cast members and a 2 consecutive core runs. So pretty cool stuff there. It's set to premiere in April of 2025. So that means that'll be running from April all the way to probably October. So really cool stuff there. The PV looks great. I have to admit, the girl in that series looks way too much fun. At first, when the PV was playing, I was thinking like, oh, this looks like Flying Witch. Maybe it'll be like a cute, wholesome show. And then suddenly it just starts getting crazier and crazier, and the music's going super hard. The music in that PV goes way too hard. I'm like, what is this? Is this Chainsaw Man? Like, the music's like Chainsaw Man stuff. It's like, chill out. But it looks dorky. Like, the main girl, she looks way too much fun, so I cannot wait for it. Moving on, the news around One Piece. The staff announced the anime will return with new episodes on April 6th. So if you've been waiting for that series to come back, April 6th is the date. I think they announced previously that it was going to take a break until April, so like right at the start of April. Good stuff there. Also at Jump Fest, they announced that Suburo Kimura will be taking over the role of Frankie, and they will be replacing Kazuki Yao, which, of course, before they announced previously that Yao was going to be retiring from his role. So pretty cool stuff there. There's a lot of stuff around that's coming out about that announcement and all the stuff about him bringing Kimura into it. So really cool stuff there. Very heartfelt. I'm assuming this is probably a pretty big deal for a lot of the fans of the series that have been listening to Yao for so long. But that's it. That is all the Jump Festa news. We also have some other news. A new PV was released for an anime adaptation of Yandere Dark Elf. She Chased Me All the Way from Another World. The PV reveals cast and an April 2025 premiere, so another spring show right there. This looks nuts. The PV looks absolutely nuts. Just like the title leads you to believe, it looks nuts. Hinata thought defeating the evil overlord and returning to high school in Japan marked the end of his otherworldly adventures, but when Mirabelle, his first and most fervent ally from the magical realm, follows him home, his daily life takes a fantastical turn. Just a month after his return, Mirabelle, a dark elf with a passionate and slightly obsessive love, declares that they're meant to be together forever. Now, Hinata must navigate the halls of high school while living with a magically jealous friend who takes school crush to a whole new level. Join them as they tackle life's unexpected twists in this exhilarating rom-com adventure. Yeah, it looks nuts. It looks nuts. Now, the sad part about this, even though the PV looks like a lot of fun, and it's a yandere, it's an elf, it's a tan elf, a dark elf, everything about all this stuff looks super good. There's one major problem. Yes, the studio working on it is Elias, and that studio is not a good studio. Some of you out there might have actually watched a show called Plus Size Elf. That's that studio. That's pretty much all they've worked on. The director for this one has even worked on that. It is just not a very good studio. The PV looks okay, so maybe they might have got a better budget and better planning and whatnot, but I would expect this show, yes, to one, possibly have a lot of fan service, just like Plus Size Elf did, but I'd also expect that it's probably going to be very, very under-animated, and yeah, the PV kind of gives that sense as well. The fact that there's barely much movement in the PV itself, but I don't know. I'll hold some hope, but I'm going to expect this show is probably going to be barely animated. Either way, I'm looking forward to it. Moving on, the staff for the TV anime The Shiunji Family Children released a trailer revealing the ending theme and an April debut for the anime series. This one is a love between both brother and sister, the love between man and woman. That which is most forbidden is most unyielding. The 2 sons and 5 daughters of the Shiunji family shine like brilliant gems, each with intelligence and beauty in equal measure. And with the pedigree of their wealthy father behind them, how can they not be the talk of the town? The eldest son, Arara, has spent his life being tossed around by the whims of his colorful sisters. Yet a little teasing won't stop him from valuing his family over anything and anyone else. But when his youngest sister turns 15, their father reveals the long-hidden secret of Shiunji's siblings and knocks Arara's world off its axis. Probably that he's not actually related to them and that he has to marry one of them. I'm going to assume if you want to have something that's about like siblings and love and daisuke's, yeah, it's probably going to be the fact that you're not actually blood related, but you're actually, yeah, blood. Anyways, it looks goofy. The PV that they released for it looks super good. Like the moment that I watched that PV, I'm like, I'm sold. Please give it to me. The characters look great. They're cute. You got Yandere, Violent Girl. You got like the cute little quiet one. You got the tomboy character. Yes, the tomboy character just got me quick. So yeah, the characters look really fantastic. The PV itself was fantastic. So cannot wait for this one to come out. It's going to come out in April. So I'm locked on. Spring is already looking insane, dude. Spring is already looking absolutely insane. Moving on, Kadokawa revealed a PV for the anime adaptation of Cultural Exchange with a Game Center Girl. The series is set to premiere in July of 2025, so that'll be a summer show right there. Definitely one of them I am absolutely excited for. The story centers on Renji Kusakabe, who works part-time at an arcade and meets a British girl named Lily. They exchange diaries and begin their friendships, or maybe something more. Yeah, the PV for this one looks super cute. Lily looks super cute. I just cannot wait for it. The Seiyu did a fantastic job on the English for obviously a Japanese anime series. Typically with the English, they're not going for like, really good English there. She does a good job. Typically you have that problem where they just don't know where to pause their sentences, but she's super cute. I'm going to let it go. The problem with the Seiyu, and I'm only upset because I just found out about this, is that apparently now Toyama was voicing Lily in the manga trailer. So they replaced now Toyama with Sally Amaki, which again, I acknowledge that Sally Amaki is probably a lot better at the English than now Toyama, but it still makes me mad because I love now Toyama. So I watched the PV over there and I'm like, oh my gosh, it should be now Toyama. It's always got to be now Toyama. So I'm a little miffed about that. I'm a little miffed about the fact they replaced my Naotoyama. Now, it could be that they just didn't have Naotoyama available for it. Who knows? Moving on, the staff for the anime Bye Bye Earth has revealed the second season will debut in April 2025. So again, we're stacking up April. We're stacking up spring. I'm actually looking forward to that because similar to Skip and Loafers and similar to some other shows that I've talked about this particular video, the ending of season 1 sucked. It was not an ending. It was one of those endings to a season where I'm like, okay, where's the next episode? Wait, that was it? We have no more episodes? That's bad. The official website for the TV anime Summer Pockets has revealed it will debut in April of 2025. Again, another spring show. Spring is just stacking up. I am super excited for this one, by the way. I've watched some people play Summer Pockets. It looks really, really fantastic. They also already released a clean OP for the actual series, which has a theme song, Aka Tale by Konomi Suzuki. So really fantastic song there. Really very key. Yes, for those who don't know, Summer Pockets is a visual novel that is by Visual Arts and Key. So it's from the studio that does Clannad and whatnot. They also announced that the series will be getting a manga spinoff, so that's fantastic there as well. But yeah, overall, super excited for this. Like I said, give me more Key visual art stuff. Just keep injecting into my veins. I can't get enough of their stuff, so super excited for Summer Pockets to come around. And finally, with the conclusion of fall 2024, we of course have a lot of sequel announcement. I've talked about before that Dandadan is getting a second season. We also got As I Reincarnated Aristocrat, I'll Use My Appraisal Skill is going to be getting a third season. MF Ghost is going to be getting a third season. Punito as Kwai Slime is getting a second season. Rama 1/2 is going to be getting a second season, which that needs it because they left on my shampoo crying. They left the series on shampoo crying. I don't like that. Maglamir is also getting a second season. We also had 2.5 Dimensional Seductions getting a second season. I love this. I love whenever these seasons are ending and they immediately announce sequels. Where's my Makane sequel? Where's my Onimai sequel? Where's Kageki Shoujo sequel? There's all these shows that still need sequels though. But so much news. I hope you guys enjoyed this video as always. I love to keep you guys fully updated on the anime news, and I hope you guys get a great breakdown from this and enjoy it. If you did, hit that like button down below. And if you're new here, subscribe to the channel so you get all my content. I do news, reviews, first impressions, top list. If it's anime, it's all here. Additionally, if you like this content and you want to support the channel more, I have links in the description below. Greatly appreciate it, it does. And until next time, y'all take care.